I released that upfiring video that I've been working on. It's like 30 minutes. I think a lot of it just because I'm doing a full demo of my different systems. So I have a living room system. So I did one in there, and I played our toolkit up and over test track to just let people know using a binaural recording to see how it sounds. Like, do you actually hear hype? I did. I don't know what you guys are hearing, but you should be able to hear that. And then I did one here in the studio, and I did one in my garage home theater. And your video, Chana, actually helped me out because you posted your new setup, and of course it's not the most beautiful, most professional looking setup in the world, but I'm sure it sounds good. But after, I'm like, you know what? My systems aren't perfect either. They're not ideal either. But it doesn't mean I can't show them. I think part of it is just being innovative and trying to figure out, how do I solve these little problems that I have? I need to run a wire over here. Well, I don't want to run, I can't show the wire, things like that. What do you have to do? If you have to put speakers on mic stands and put them on other speakers, then that's what you got to do at the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Pretty funny. I mean, it's essentially what I had going on in the studio, except you couldn't see the other speakers down there because you just saw like this speaker out of nowhere just. Maybe I'll get rid of the speakers, and then the subwoofers that came in are just like, Joe's like, yeah, just put them there. I'm like, nah, dude, these subwoofers are way too nice for me.
Oh yeah, you don't want to put the stands on them.
Yeah, they're kind of heavy. Those bases on those mic stands are.
Oh, okay, they're legit.
Yeah.
So yeah, in this upfiring video, basically, I had you come by, and we compared, your voice to how it sounds in my room, and that actually taught me something that I want to talk about in a bit. But I had fun. It was a fun video, and people seem to like it. Yeah. What was the arms at the beginning? Because you're squatting down, you got your arms straight out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arms, Joe. I noticed your arms. It's like, Joe been working out a little bit.
No, I have not been working out. Maybe those are rental speakers. You know what I mean?
You're just in bulking phase, right?
Yeah.
You're just in bulk.
Exactly.
No, man, you look like you were kind of trimmed up. I was like, oh, Joe got some guns on him a little bit.
I appreciate that. But no, I have not been working out. Maybe lack of sleep and forgetting to eat or something. But no, we're having a good time. We're having a good time over here, having Chana walking up and down ladders. At a few points, I just started cracking up because it's just too funny, man. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
He's over here.
Having too much fun.
I'm playing the recording of him in the height channel. And then I'm saying, all right, repeat that exact same thing in the same way. So that leads to the next thing I want to talk about. It's kind of like I think a quick and dirty method of checking to see if your tonality of your system is good. And it comes from that part because I was comparing to see how he actually sounded to a recording of him. Now, the issue there is that he's using a Shure SM7B, and that thing, it's not a flat response. Like, they try to tweak the frequency response to make the voice pop out a little bit more and sound nice and smooth on the low end, things like that.
Smooth.
So I was thinking, you know what? The U mic, even without calibration, is pretty flat, right? When we talk about circle of confusion, if you've ever heard people talk about that, that means that it's hard to determine whether your system is accurate based on a recording because you don't know how the recording was done.
Yeah.
It's hard to complete that loop, but you can kind of do that if you have a U mic. If you have a U mic one, the response is pretty accurate, right? Even without calibration. If you record, let's say somebody in your house, let's say I don't know, your significant other, it has to be somebody else. So you record them talking into this mic, right? And then if you play that back on a single speaker at a time and have them stand next to that speaker, then you can kind of see, like, do they sound similar? So now you've taken out a lot of the issues. So if you've recorded with a U mic, it's not doing anything EQ wise. If you just record straight into your computer, and then when you play it back, what am I trying to say? when you play it back, the main difference that you're gonna notice though is if you have your system tuned correctly, the tonality of the voice should sound very similar. The only difference now is the directivity and the dispersion pattern of the human voice, the person talking, versus the speaker. So that's different. You can't avoid that. But tonally, it should sound very similar. And the one thing I noticed in my video is playing back the same thing, it sounds different in all the rooms. And it's easy to test that when you're editing a video because you can do them back to back. You don't have to remember how did it sound over there, right? It just switches. I went living room, studio, garage, home theater, right? And you can hear them and the voice sounded different in all of them. But if I had Chana talk in all those different rooms, his voice also sounds different in every room, right? So it shouldn't sound the same in every room. And even when I'm talking through my, the camera mic, it does sound different in every room also. So I think that's a good, quick and dirty method that you can use to see if the tonality of your system is good, right? I always say the reality is your reference, right? So when you can have somebody there talking, you have a recording using an accurate mic, that part's important, and you play it back on your system that's supposed to be accurate, the two should sound very similar. So anyway.
Reality should be your reference. That's great.
Yep.
I like that.
All right. If you would like to join us every week on Mondays at, what time is it? About 6 p.m. Central, which is the best time. That's where I am. Make sure you join us at youtube.com/Daily HiFi. We out.